河南郑州46岁单身女博士拿自己的亲身经历写给一辈子不想结婚的人。
This 46-year-old single female PhD from Zhengzhou, Hunan, recently shared her personal experience online, hoping to give a word of advice to those who plan to stay unmarried for life. She said, "I'm 46 years old this year. It's only at this age that I've come to deeply understand that freedom and loneliness coexist, and that there's really no such thing as having the best of both worlds. Because I'm an only child, my parents devoted their entire lives to me. I've always had good grades since I was young. After growing up, I got a master's degree and then a PhD, and now I work at a state-owned enterprise. When I was younger, I enjoyed traveling everywhere, while people my age were getting married and having kids early on. Back then, they were all especially envious of my life, which made me feel even more that not getting married was such a cool thing. And just like that, in the blink of an eye, I'm already over 40. Now I also want to find someone to marry, but it's just that I'm stuck in an awkward position, not good enough for those I like, and too good for those I don't. No matter how high your education is, you can't compete with the young girls. Last year, my parents passed away. Before they passed, they kept urging me to find a partner. At the time, I just thought, why are they so old-fashioned? What's wrong with not getting married? But now that I'm at this age and my parents are gone, and I have no children, I finally understand. The reason I had the confidence to stay unmarried was because I still had my parents with me. I never expected that there would come a day when even my parents would leave me. And now, my body is gradually having various problems. This year, I had a surgery in the hospital, and I was the one who had to sign the consent form. That feeling was really heartbreaking. I started to think, what if one day I'm too old to sign for myself? Or what if I die? What happens then? Right now, what I fear most are the holidays. Outside, every home is lit up and full of joy, while I'm all alone. Seeing my friends' children grow up day by day, I've started to envy those who got married and had kids early on. To be honest, if I could choose again, I would definitely do what's meant to be done at the right age, because right now, I just feel so empty and helpless.
很多人问我50多岁单身有什么好处？
Many people ask me, what are the benefits of still being single at 53? In fact, there really are quite a few. No need to take care of a husband's emotions, no need to worry about cooking for kids, no need to serve the in-laws in their daily lives, no one bossing you around, and none of those noisy, chaotic household troubles. Every day is relaxed and carefree. All of my time and energy can be spent doing things I truly enjoy. Whether it's pursuing hobbies or advancing my career, everything goes at my own pace. I've also noticed that many women in their 30s who are still unmarried tend to feel anxious. They're afraid they won't ever get married, worried about what the future holds. But honestly, there's really no need to worry that much. Look at me. I'm 53 now, single, never married, and without children. But I feel like I'm in a great state. I genuinely feel comfortable and content with my life. Of course, I'm not trying to encourage everyone not to get married. If you meet the right person, you love him and he loves you too, then go ahead. Get married, have kids. That's a truly beautiful experience in life. What I really want to say as your older sister is this. Don't get married just for the sake of getting married. Don't force yourself, and don't settle. Live the kind of life that makes you feel happy. If you do, then you are a happy person. You only live once. Why give yourself a reason to regret it later?
我觉得年龄确实是一个硬伤。
I admit, although I have a master's degree and am now a senior executive at a bank with a high income, being 37 years old is indeed a reality that I can't avoid. Saying it's a fatal flaw might sound a bit harsh, but it truly is part of the life situation that we women have to face. Age itself is not a mistake, it's more like a mirror, reflecting the stage we're at and the circumstances we're currently living in. If a man can calmly accept the reality of dating an older woman, then of course that's the best case scenario. But if he can't accept it, then perhaps it shows that we have different views when it comes to choosing a life partner. This difference is not about right or wrong, it simply means we have different expectations for the future. At this age, many people's ways of thinking become relatively mature, and the way they look at people and things is more rational and comprehensive. Everyone has their own stance, their own views, and their own sense of values, and they're no longer easily swayed by others. Precisely because of this, if two people have differences in many aspects, it becomes much harder for them to fully align and successfully build a life together. I've also tried to be more proactive and to put in more effort when it comes to relationships, hoping that through sincerity I could win an ideal outcome. But love isn't something you can achieve just by trying hard. It requires mutual effort, a natural connection between two people. To be honest, I don't have too many worries about life itself right now, and my mindset is relatively calm. But if I really had to name something I can't let go of, it would be the issue of the next generation. Because I don't intend to be child-free. Deep down, I still long to have my own children, to experience what it means to be a parent firsthand. It's just that a woman's fertility window is limited, and this makes me feel a certain urgency. If the right person appears too late in the future, then I may face the reality of losing the chance to conceive naturally. So compared to the uncertainty of love, what I'm more worried about is that time waits for no one when it comes to having children.
我认识一个45岁的姐姐，去年谈了个男朋友，意外怀孕。
I know a 45-year-old sister. Last year, she started dating a boyfriend and ended up getting pregnant unexpectedly. She didn't hesitate and decided to keep the baby. When she went to the hospital for a checkup, the doctor told her that all her physical indicators were excellent, almost no different from those of a woman in her 20s. This incident touched me deeply and completely changed some of my previous assumptions. So as older single women, we really don't need to be overly anxious. I know that many women in their 30s who are still unmarried often leave me messages saying they're very anxious. It's not because they're afraid they won't find a partner, and it's not because they fear they'll never get married. It's simply because they're worried they won't be able to have children in the future. I totally understand this kind of anxiety, but I truly believe there's no need to worry too much. When it comes to having children, the physical condition of modern people is completely different from the past. Instead of stressing about your age, you should pay more attention to your body's actual health. Like my 45-year-old sister, she's always been very passionate about outdoor sports. She goes jogging regularly, travels to different places to dive and surf. She loves all kinds of outdoor activities. And because of this, her health has stayed in great shape over the years. When the doctor told her that her medical test results were comparable to those of young women, I was genuinely surprised. Being able to give birth at 45 with completely normal indicators, that really eased a lot of my own anxiety about age. Although, medically speaking, women over 35 are considered to be of advanced maternal age, it really still depends on the individual's physical condition. So I want to say to all the older single ladies out there, please don't fall into excessive anxiety because of fertility. What you really should be doing is, first, actively look for a partner who suits you, and second, focus on strengthening your body as soon as possible. Take care of yourself and keep your physical condition as youthful and healthy as possible. That way, even if you're a little older, you can still have a healthy and joyful pregnancy. As for me, 36 still feels very young. I need to exercise more too, and patiently wait for the right person to appear.
不是不想恋爱，是现在的条件的话不足以我谈恋爱。
I haven't been in a relationship before. It's not that I don't want to fall in love, but I just feel that with my current situation, I'm not really in the position to be in a relationship. For me, my career should still be the top priority. If you can't even support yourself, then how are you qualified to have a girlfriend? Besides, women nowadays have really high standards for men. They want a car, a house, good looks, and money. So without a material foundation, love is basically like a pile of loose sand. It's hard to hold together. That's why I've always felt that I'll only consider getting married when I've become strong enough and truly capable. Aside from the financial reasons, being in a relationship really does split your focus. If you have a girlfriend, you definitely need to spend time with her. And I'm basically working myself to death in the office every day, with barely any energy left to deal with anything else. If the two of you have a fight or something, you still have to care about her feelings and spend time figuring out how to handle it. It's honestly very tiring and messy. Actually, I don't have many requirements for a girlfriend. I just hope she's someone similar to me, financially independent and with some ambition for her own career. What I really can't stand is someone who just stays at home doing nothing all day while I'm out working hard. When people have too much free time, they tend to get overly emotional and obsessed with trivial things. They get caught up in little stuff that doesn't really matter, and emotionally they become unstable. That kind of relationship would be exhausting for me.
For women, age has always been a hurdle that's hard to avoid. And for men, poverty is the biggest weakness. So when it comes to choosing a partner and getting married, women must learn to cherish their youthful years. The ideal scenario is to get married before the age of 28. Don't think that just because you're a bit older but happen to own a house and a car, everything is fine. In reality, these so-called hard assets might be attractive to some average guys, but for those truly outstanding, capable, and successful men, they won't care about that. What they value is often a woman's youth, energy, and overall compatibility, not the apartment or car you own. Once your age goes up, even the best material conditions are hard to cover up the disadvantages brought by reality. In today's marriage market in China, there are still many women around 40, even already over 40, who are still fantasizing about finding their ideal partner. Most of them are financially stable, own houses and cars, and are decently good-looking. In the past, they didn't plan on getting married, but now they suddenly want to settle down. The problem is their standards are still high-spec. They want someone richer than them, with a bigger house, a better car. He must also be unmarried, good-looking, preferably well-educated, articulate, and come from a decent family. If even one of those criteria isn't met, they feel like they're settling. But the problem is, how many such perfect men are there in the entire country? Where do you expect matchmakers to find them for you? Isn't this the same as asking them to go to heaven to look for you a husband? Even the gods might find it difficult. Once people reach a certain age, they have to start facing reality and adjust their standards for choosing a partner. You need to ask yourself, what do you care about the most? What are your non-negotiables? And where can you compromise? Don't keep fantasizing about someone who's flawless in every way. You're not a queen. Can you really summon all the top-tier men for you to pick from? Are you that powerful? Actually, it's the same for men. If your financial situation is weak right now, then you either work hard to earn money and change your fate through effort, or if you're honest with yourself and know you probably won't make much in this life, then stop hesitating. Set a realistic goal early on. Find a suitable girl whose values align with yours, who you can build a stable life with, who can have children with you. That's enough. Wanting a perfect partner, but never willing to let go of fantasy. Do you think that's persistence or just self-deception? Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments section. I'd love to hear your voice. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next one.